smoke for his accusers. We'll get we'll get into that later. Plus, Cassie and her hubby, Alex Fine, have some good news for once. We'll tell you what that is.
And our friend and TV radio personality, co-host of the Streets Morning Takeover, Miss Shyneka's in the building.
I'm back, and I'm ready to talk that talk.
Welcome to Side Dish.
Yeah.
I want to go to that place that's in that picture.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That looks like a fun spot.
Yeah, I feel like I can gamble there. Welcome, y'all. Here at Side Dish, you're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal, and we got y'all to-go plates as usual.
Oh, my gosh. Miss Shyneka, how are you doing? So glad you're back.
I am doing great. I am so happy to be back with you fellas. I've been watching the people come through, and I just seen in your eyes that you missed me.
Listen,
Definitely
you're looking great in this pretty in pink, too.
Thank you. Thank you. I wore it just for you fellas.
You know, the other day we was talking about the movie Grease, and there were no black people in it.
Yeah, that's
But if they
unfortunate.
were, they would be wearing what you have on.
Thank you.
We need to recast it. This is the official pink lady. This is what y'all was missing.
Let's go.
Yes, and is.
Man.
All right, time for a little bit of Feed Me. So some Brazilian nuns appeared on TV, and the internet cannot get enough because they definitely passed the vibe check by dancing and beatboxing. Check this out. What are we doing?
Yo, that up rock is crazy.
Yeah.
Her footwork's sturdy.
Okay.
I feel a rap battle, HK.
Yo, big time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rap over that for this week's rap recap. Like, the work is already done.
Beatboxing for the Lord out here.
Like, what do you think they was watching and listening to get their references?
Ah, man.
I mean, because Dougie Fresh is pretty safe, and he's the most beatboxer we know, like in that space.
No one else really comes to mind.
Yeah.
He did have All the Way to Heaven, so I guess that's a gateway for people to listen.
I'm just always blown away to see like American culture and hip hop culture represented in like random, like not like Brazil's a random country, but at the same time he's like, oh,
In a monastery, that's crazy.
in a monastery. Yeah.
You gotta do something like when you're not on the internet, like being on OnlyFans. So you gotta find the wholesome stuff,
Right.
you know?
Like that's a whole other kind of sister act right there. You know what I'm saying?
I would put them in the third movie.
Yeah.
Because I know they've been talking about making it for a long time.
Oh,
I don't know if they
yeah.
started filming it, but these people definitely meet the criteria and qualify.
Let
like
other
it.
beatboxer come to sister act.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Have you ever been to like Catholic school, private school,
No.
something like that? Yo, man. So I went to a private school, 7th grade year. Shout out to Christ the King in the Bronx. Sister Ann Regis
Okay.
was old as Yoda in the year that I was there.
She remembers the Old Testament, New.
Yeah, she knew Job. And but as old as she was, had the sharpest tongue. Like, yo, she lacerated this one kid. Should I say his name?
Go ahead.
Bobby Partap.
Oh,
She was
dang,
like,
Bobby.
He was like, Bobby Partap, your face is just so dirty. Why is your face so dirty?
Oh.
And I was like, it's my second day here. Is this what's happening? Like, yo, man.
Is this how they do it
Man,
at the school?
I made sure I was moistened every day I came. Because I didn't want to get put on that pedestal, man. Them nuns be
Yikes.
sharp, man. They just be up in there, like, probably playing cards and
Yeah.
watching stuff.
Doing nun stuff.
All right, man. Shout out to Bobby Partap. Okay, it's time for us to run it back. So you remember we talked about Smokey Robinson's 4 former housekeepers accusing him of sexual assault?
Yeah.
Well, Smoker's coming with that smoke.
Okay, then.
He filed a cross complaint that accuses the women and their lawyers of defamation. His lawyers also filed a motion to dismiss the women's lawsuit.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the court papers, the court papers state that he's asking for $500 million in damages, which I hate to break it to you, Smokey, your housekeepers don't have $500 million. Yeah. The papers also said Robinson's wife considered at least one of the women a friend, even including her in their will. The lawsuit also states the Robinsons did not abuse, harm, or take advantage of plaintiffs. They treated plaintiffs with the utmost kindness and generosity, the countersuit said. Unfortunately, the depths of the plaintiffs' avarice and greed knows no bounds. Hit him with avarice and greed.
I mean, it's one thing to financially put your knee on the neck of a person.
Right.
It's another thing to raise the ante by countersuing somebody to say, hey, listen, if I win this lawsuit, I get to do to you what you said I did.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm gonna take everything.
No, not take everything, but like all the things you're accusing me of, if it found out that I didn't do it, I'm gonna do those things. Like that would be the illest countersuit.
Oh, if the countersuit include that?
Yeah, you get them gasms.
Now that I'm watching Smokey, I don't know, y'all. He might have did it.
He might have did it.
Look at
That
him.
man with his tongue out, showing the people what he got.
It looks like a man wearing a Smokey Robinson mask. I hate it here.
Right.
Honestly, I hope I'm moving like Smokey when I'm that age, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, weird gyrations. Got it going on.
It's really terrible, though. I mean, Smokey Robinson has had a wonderful legacy that he almost left behind him, but unfortunately, he didn't die quick enough.
Yo, I mean, what is it with all of these people? I like that. That was
quick
good and
enough.
dark, too. I love it.
Pop, pop, pop.
But what is it with all these people ruining their legacy in the fourth quarter? Yo, all Bill Cosby had to do was keep eating pudding pop. That's all he had to do.
Yeah.
All Smokey had to do was stay away from them gangbangers and stop
Yeah.
having gasms with people who want your wife.
Cosby created the issue earlier in his life,
He did.
and it came back around.
It sure
you know what
did.
I'm saying? And so, like, people knew not to hang out with Bill, but nobody had any idea about Smokey like this.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you're gonna get you high.
Right.
Yeah, like that's the only thing like you had to worry about. You know,
Yeah.
you read the Motown books and stuff like that. But damn, man.
Oh, well.
It's wild to countersue for $500 million, though. Like, it makes me think about that time. I think Gwyneth Paltrow countersued that dude about a ski accident, and she sued for $1.
Oh, just to prove her point.
Just to prove her point.
Yeah.
And that was like sort of like that's the perfect kind of petty, I feel like. But to sue your housekeepers for $500, you know exactly how much money these women have, because that's what you paid them.
Yeah.
Right.
I want people to sue for things.
Like what?
Not monetary things. Like, yo, like you get your pet.
Yo.
Like your car. What's your favorite car? Is your mom still alive? Like, I want to see people sue for things.
I want your mama.
If they can't pay, sometimes they have to give up possession first. So,
Yo, so somebody broke in my car, right? The cops got him.
Okay.
all right.
Luckily they did, because I was gonna get him.
Okay.
And I still have not received my restitution. In a perfect world,
Right.
I would have got the aunt. Who was the criminal mastermind that put these kids up to breaking into the cars in the neighborhood?
No.
It was a ring they was going through, jiggling doorknobs, taking guns. and whatnot.
Wow.
And and then you're not gonna get $500 million out of
Right.
people. You know you
Right.
ain't gonna get $5,000 out of some people. So sometimes you gotta keep it low.
What would you have done with the aunt?
I don't
That's
know.
what I was thinking.
What are you doing with her?
I don't know. Like
I mean, you couldn't use her as a housekeeper
she'd have to go to the house and just pose.
or a,
Just
or
pose,
a sex
Pose,
slave.
just
I
stand
mean,
there,
that's
just hang
illegal.
out.
Like just hit yoga positions, and I won't pay her any attention. But you have to hit and if you ain't hitting the positions, 911, she's violating.
She's
Boom.
We know she's not a good babysitter. All right. So
Oh, my
finally,
gosh.
we've got some good news. Cassie and her husband have welcomed their new baby boy.
wow.
That happened on May the 27th. So congratulations to the happy couple who have daughters already, Sunny and Frankie, who are 3 and 5. And this is the first boy. So thankfully, Cassie is done with testifying on the Diddy trial, and now she can just focus on being a mom and moving on from that chapter in her life.
When their kids ask, like, hey, how'd you guys get rich? What do you think they're gonna say?
Oh man. I don't think the kids. I think
More
those
money, more
kids.
problems.
I think those kids are going to get well into their late teens, potentially their 20s, before this ever scratches the surface for them.
Really?
That's what I think. Like, I don't think they're finding out anytime soon.
You know, she got like $30 million.
Yeah.
The last like couple years.
Do you
Yeah.
think at some point the husband will look at her with disgust? Like, I mean, he knows, but for everyone else to know on the level that we know what had happened, and not saying, I mean, she is a victim of circumstances.
Right. Yeah.
But some of these things are really, really absurd.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna kiss that mouth. You know what I mean? Like, and I know everybody has a history and everybody has a past. However,
Yeah.
Not my business partner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone, like you said, everyone has got a past. Everyone, I like how we're using these drawings right now. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Honestly, I'm willing to bet. I'm honestly willing to bet that for them to be in the kind of loving relationship where they have 3 kids, that this conversation has probably been had between the 2 of them. And my gut tells me it probably came up early.
Yo.
Yeah, I understand that, but we've heard it too. Like for it to be a confidential thing between lovers, but for the world to know.
But just imagine if Alex didn't hear none of this stuff until the court case.
Now that would be wild.
Like you got my baby in there.
Yeah, man, listen, to anybody in the chat, like, just imagine, right? Like, if for some bizarre reason something happened, you ended up in court and you had to tell everything that happened to you in college or high school. Like, how would that change the dynamics of your relationship? Because everybody is reformed in some way or another.
Yeah, of course.
In some cases, deformed.
We all went through demon phases.
Yeah.
You know, I typically don't bring up my most demonist activities.
Like what?
Like I said, I typically don't bring up my demon days. Leave me alone, Miss Shyneka.
Like, what was your
Inquiring minds
demon
want to
era?
know. We don't want to wait till you go
Yeah.
on trial for something.
Yeah, no, I grew out of my demon era like 6-7 months ago. So
Oh,
What's up?
yeah, I'm doing
very
good.
recent.
So it all happened on the show.
Yeah.
That's wild. And he came to work like nothing happened.
Yeah, and I've been good. I've been good. Listen. Okay, moving on. Okay, while Cassie just welcomed her baby, Love is Blind's favorite couple, Lauren and Cameron Hamilton, announced that they're pregnant after 4 years of trying. And this is very exciting news. They also have one quick PSA for everybody. Take a look at what they said during their official Love Seat podcast. There's the beautiful couple.
Oh,
holding
yeah,
up
they're
the baby
cute.
photos.
Baby photos that we can't
Well,
quite
yeah,
make out.
them inside baby photos,
Yeah.
locked up baby photos.
That baby will never be younger than that. That was a moment in time.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
that's dope.
If you see this out in public, do not try to rub her belly. I will be very rude to you, and I will probably give you a stiff arm. So,
Not the stiff arm.
Don't
We don't
do
want
that.
people to press charges, Cam. You can't
okay.
be.
Yeah, cut that from the tape, but know that I will do that.
Oh, Lord, not my baby daddy in jail. He in jail already.
But seriously, do not try to rub her stomach. Do not do that.
Please don't. I mean, you know, because Cam's going to give y'all a chop. And
I don't want to go to jail.
yeah, I don't want him to go to jail, so please, you know. Please don't be on his face. Do it again, baby.
He
There you
means
go.
business.
Yo, that look he gives, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys. Yeah.
What a fun couple, first off. But the reason he's saying this is because she probably told him, I don't really want anybody rubbing my belly.
Right. And she's the good cop and he's the bad cop.
Yeah.
I love that for them. But who just walks up to people and rubs their pregnant belly? That is weird.
I think sometimes reality TV gives people a window into people's lives that make you feel like you're closer than you really are.
Right.
And sometimes people catch themselves in a moment. Because even though Dish isn't reality TV, people's like, oh man, I watch you guys so much. I feel like,
Sure.
I know you guys.
Do
And
they
like,
come up to you and rub your beard? That would be weird.
I wouldn't be mad at it though.
What about if it was a guy?
I'd be pissed.
I was about to say,
I'd be real mad. Like,
there's exceptions.
like for somebody to take their man finger, like index finger
man
and
hand.
thumb, and then go up and it just gently rub.
But I
up.
watch you every day, Headkrack.
Yeah.
Different. I want attention, not that kind.
Who are these people who just running up and rubbing on bellies, though? I also understand it's slightly different for women, like, especially women. I don't know. I feel like sometimes women want to do that if they've had kids and it kind of reminds them of when they had kids. Or maybe they want kids and they're like,
Right.
oh, this is what it's going to be like. And I've been in the presence of someone who's asked, and I feel like that's respectable.
Okay.
But also just running up and touching it without asking is weird.
It is. Also, they're saying that Lauren's dad just passed away, and people are saying that he sent this baby from heaven, which brings up something that I seen on the internet just a few days ago about pregnant women not going to funerals. Like, that was a thing back in the day. They would tell pregnant women not to go to funerals because there were unsolicited spirits everywhere that could come into contact with the baby.
That's a fair assessment that you can make in the 1800s.
Yeah.
About, like with limited information. And,
First off, the other thing they were telling these women was to get back in the kitchen.
And
What are
put
you
your
doing outside anyhow? They were also telling the women that.
not
right
to
there.
work.
They were telling the women, no, you can't own a home or have a credit card.
No, you can't have shoes.
Yeah.
You're
No,
to be
you can't have
barefooted
shoes.
pregnant on the.
what are
on
you
the
doing
couch.
drinking from that there fountain?
Yeah. That is true. Yeah, okay.
A lot of times, man. A lot of
All
times,
right.
man. Well, while Justin Bieber sold his music catalog for only $200 million, his wife Hailey just sold her makeup company Rhodes for $1 billion. Now she the richest one in the house.
Yes.
The Hailey Bieber come up.
Yo, and this is the same girl. He was like, you can't model.
Yeah, you're never going to be
Yeah.
on Vogue.
God don't like ugly. Well, Rhodes was acquired by Elf Cosmetics. The deal reportedly stipulates that she'll receive $800 million in cash and stocks at the close of the deal, with an extra $200 million headed her way if the company performs well over the next 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing White Rihanna.
Yes.
People thought she was with Justin for money, but do we think her financial status will affect her marriage to Justin for better or for worse?
Yeah.
Because now that you're super independent, the second things get weird. You
First
can
and
dip.
foremost, Justin needs that money.
Yeah.
So it's time for him to get in line. According to TMZ, that's a whole documentary about how he went broke and had to sell his catalog and couldn't wait the allotted time for him to be able to get more. He was like, no, I need to sell now.
Yeah.
Through a whole lot of, bad financial
I
decisions.
saw a thing where
that
Scooter
he
Braun
made.
was trying to get him to wait just a few months and sell it next year for like tax purposes and whatnot. And he was like, no, now. Yeah, December instead of January. Was
Not being able to wait 30 days is wild. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks volumes to the type of financial trouble he was in.
Did you guys know she had a makeup company?
No.
I did not, but apparently some people did. Elf is big business. The girls really use Elf. It's been on the rise in the past 5 to 6 years.
Different from Elfa, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Elfa.
Elfa?
Elfa is like, I thought they sold makeup and/or furniture. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably Elf, and you don't wear makeup.
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
I just had no idea. I just figured, and I'm coming at this from ignorance. Clearly I'm not buying makeup, but I just figured there are already so many giant makeup companies that even if you're a celebrity, you're not just jumping out the window and starting a $1 billion makeup company.
Well, here's the thing about women. We always like what's new and who wears it and how they apply it. So we're into a new thing. And so we'll get it, just like Rihanna having her and Kylie. And we're like, okay, we'll see what this is about. But apparently it's a good product if it made it to the billion status.
Yeah. So is now Fenty now your auntie's makeup because there's a new puppy on the block?
Is it kind of like how songs that were real popular when you were in high school are now on the oldie station?
Yo, man.
How long until Fenty is old lady makeup?
The other day on the oldie station in LA, I heard "Leave the Door Open" by Silk Sonic, and I'm like, you're not gonna do this to me. not today.
This song is not 10 years old.
It is
What are we doing?
Can't be aging these things like fruit that you buy from the dollar store.
I know that's right. Cards well played, Hailey Bieber.
Yeah, here's the other thing too: is for Justin to be in so much financial trouble, he needs $200 million. For her to get close to $1 billion, there's a part of me that's like, oh, is Hailey Bieber gonna leave Justin? Because there's been times where that relationship hasn't looked super solid.
Right.
And for him to be such a poor manager of money that he can be Justin Bieber and need money now versus she clearly has built an empire.
Yeah.
Yo, and it seems like women are very supportive of female-led makeup brands.
Oh, yes.
Would you trust a makeup company started by a man?
But he's fabulous. Very, very fabulous.
Yeah, there are makeup lines. There are makeup lines.
Is there a Mr.
started by-
Maybelline? Was that started by a dude or is that a chick?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it was Mr. Maybelline.
We're going to figure this out. We're going to start a business during the break.
God.
HK9 needs to start a makeup company. We don't know nothing about makeup, but we're going to start that business. All right, after the break, is Rumi Carter tired of her mama, Beyonce's tour, and Jamie Foxx reveals what he won't do again on stage. We'll see you guys back in 2 minutes.
What if it was wipes and makeup on one side and...
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick, during the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Welcome back. All right, now we got to run to the comments. So Beyonce's daughters Blue and Rumi are a part of her Cowboy Carter tour. You've seen it. But is Rumi tired of her job already? Aww. Here's Rumi on day 1 of the tour.
She's like, oh, these are all my friends, right?
Yeah. This is Rumi discovering she's
They're here to
famous
see
in
me.
real time.
Did you just do up the DMX sign?
Hey, Rumi.
Rumi gonna give it to you.
That was precious.
Yeah, that's adorable and real. Like she's 7, remember? She's 7 years old. Okay. Now, just for contrast of where we're at, here's Rumi just a few shows in. Get me off of this stage. I am tired of this giant fur coat.
It's past my bedtime.
All right, so the internet is having fun with saying this is day 1, and 2 weeks later, someone said in the gym, someone said first day at the job versus 1 month later. Another said Rumi is tired of them already. All right, so was this too much to put on a 7-year-old child?
Okay, just for reference, how old was Blue Ivy when they was bringing her out there on the road and having her in the studio doing stuff?
Blue Ivy was popping since she's...
Yeah, but Blue Ivy's like 13 right now, right?
Wow.
Isn't Blue Ivy just 13 now?
But she's taller than Beyonce already.
Yeah, she's about to be a tall child. So I think Blue Ivy got started around 10, I think is what some people say.
Well, she's only 13.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, but everybody don't have the same motivations and aspirations.
Right.
And I know, like, the public pressure is like, where are the other 2 kids? Where's Rumi and Sir? And, you know, maybe this is their way. Because from what I understand, like, Sir is very, like, shy. Doesn't like being around crowds. It's not his thing. Rumi was probably a little bit easier to get out there.
I'm sure her sister is out, her big sister, and you know how people are about their big sisters doing something, and I can't do it, mommy, and you're out there, and you know, they're spending extra time together, so she wanted to be in the fold, and now she knows that it takes work.
That's so interesting. I think you're so right about that. Like, I have 2 younger sisters, and so, like, I witnessed my youngest sister want to do things that my middle sister was doing.
Right.
And now, my middle sister has 2 girls of her own. And so her oldest, who's Harper, who's turning 13 this summer, about the same age as Rumi, she's been in dance classes, and sure enough, she signed up for dance class, and now her younger sister wanted to sign up for dance class. So I bet anything, Rumi has been begging to get on stage, because Blue's been on stage.
Of course.
So why won't they let Rumi out our contract? Because she don't want to be there.
Because now it's turning into a child labor situation. And I'm going to call the people. I'm going to call, what is it? CPS, like they did on Miss Shirley.
Oh, but as a kid.
Boots on the ground?
Yeah. I had to wrestle some people to chat about that.
I'm going to save Rumi.
You gonna say Rumi?
I'm going to save Rumi.
All right, so are you popping up at the tour with the free Rumi shirts?
Yes.
No,
and
that's
I'm
hilarious.
calling the people. She doesn't want to be there anymore, people. She's 7 years old.
This is facts. Because, like, what 7-year-old you know, I mean, well, granted, that's going to vary from state to state, want to be up past 10?
Well, my other thing is think about it like this. What 7-year-old?
They want to stay up past it, but they want to do what they want to do. They want to play games. They want to.
That's my thing. Is like, what 7-year-old do you know? How long is Beyonce's show? 90 minutes? 2.5 hours?
I'm going 3
hours? I don't know. I'm asking out ignorance. 2.5 hours, 3 hours. What 7-year-old do you know with a 2.5 to 3 hour attention span? Like, be here, dance this.
Well,
now
I'm
now
sure
change your clothes
she
into
isn't
this.
a part of the whole show. If I'm wrong, forgive me, because they haven't come to Atlanta yet, so I haven't had a chance to check it out. But I think it's just a portion of the show.
They should give her a device.
A device?
When she gonna stay, because most kids.
Not Rumi over here like this, like watching YouTube videos, and then she hits her choreo.
Rumi was daydreaming. She was like, "Oh, it's my go."
Yeah, that's fun.
I just want a hot pocket.
Yeah, just where are her snacks at?
Let's talk about Jamie Foxx, man. Man been giving TMI during a convo on the Hollywood Reporters Roundtable about one night when he took some enhancements before going on stage. And, well, it didn't go the way he expected.
Oh.
Here it comes. Getting it loaded. HK, you just...
We downloading it from the cloud. It's coming through from the cloud.
Like,
when we say enhancements,
like, let's just say if you needed, what kind of enhancements you think he was talking about?
Maybe performance enhancement, like male performance.
What are you?
What?
Body signaling down here?
Maybe he has the erectile.
So you want the pill already kick in, so by the time he's done performing, he can go perform.
Right.
Fair enough.
There's a part of me, I don't know how hard Jamie parties, but I know sometimes people are like, oh, I'm a little funnier if I have a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
We're having a little technical difficulty, but we've been told the enhancements were, in fact, we found it. Here we go.
Straight from the cloud.
We're trying to get this up, guys, so stick with us here for just a second. Oh, okay. So are we trying to get it played, or
the video might be on cocaine?
I think the tape got stuck. I wish we had that Diddy courtroom person to draw the picture of Jamie Foxx. So apparently they were saying he took cocaine before going on stage.
Okay.
Which here it goes.
Wait, what?
I took some enhancements to go on stage because I thought since Richard Pryor did enhancements.
What are enhancements?
Hey, Jamie, don't do that. Don't implicate yourself.
I was going to do some enhancements.
It's like a clone blocker.
Like cocaine? Like a beta blocker? Okay.
Some people call it cocaine.
Some people
I don't call it that.
And some people don't.
Some people call it enhancement. I just want to be on the record.
No one calls
it
enhancement.
No one calls it enhancement.
No one calls it enhancement.
I want to go on the record to say I hate cocaine. I just like how it smells. Okay. Whatever it was that I did, I thought, okay, this is going to get me over the hump. So I went on stage and I said, I killed that shit. And this is when Marcus King was my manager. And I said, King, I know we recorded that shit. Let me see that. He said, you want to see it? And he played it back. And I was... and he was like, he says, and this is a different version of it. He says, sometimes when you think you're killing, it's not, that's what it is. Because we've all had those sets where, oh, that was out, and then you look back at it, oh, we were a little maybe too loose.
Oh.
Yep. What's up?
Why?
Why did he tell the story?
Yeah, why is he telling the story?
I mean, I think, because you're amongst your peers, And I think a lot of those people could probably identify with that. I think a lot of people, I mean, we spend time at comedy clubs and stuff. You work with Shorty on the show. Not saying that, you know, like, but, you know.
Are you saying Shorty?
No, that is not what I'm just in general, like that comedy dude life. Like, you know, people be drinking, they be doing the drugs.
Mike said that he, you know,
late
was on the
night
booger
clubs,
sugar.
Nose beers, I've heard some people call. Late night booger sugar. Shyneka. Why are you, allegedly, or so we've heard. Allegedly, that's the nickname for it on the street. According to Miss Shyneka.
Word on the streets.
Word on the streets, yes.
But I'm just like, those other people might identify with it, but they probably identify with it off camera.
Right. Now, a lot of nervous laughter in the room.
Don't implicate yourself. Did you hear somebody?
No, because like there was like, you know, some nights when I was first like getting into stand-up, and this won't be as interesting as Jamie's story, but like, you know, did one show without having a drink, and then like the next show like with a Red Bull and Henny, and I was like, I was loose. And everybody was like, yo, that was great. And I can understand how you can keep going. You drink more, you do more. That ceiling gets higher, and then next thing you know, you try to see what that cocaine smell like, and you know, then you end up in a hospital for mysterious reasons.
But so for him to just come off of this mysterious reason why he was hospitalized, and we're putting the context clues together. We want to know, did the booger sugar land you into the hospital, and now you're clean?
I tell people all the time, like people who used to party a certain way back in the days, this is catching up to these people now, man. And you don't know what they stepping on anything with, you know what I'm saying? I don't even drink Mountain Dew.
They can barely keep their thoughts together.
My favorite part was like how far the other comics were willing to go to keep him from saying it, because the other person was like, one person was like, oh, beta blockers, you know, like, which is like, you can take something like it keeps you calm because it keeps different things going off, and then like Roy Wood was like, nobody calls it enhancements, you know.
I expected Big Hurt, Nugenics.
That was a very odd story.
Yeah, you're not going to catch me making any confession like that on camera because I don't have one to make.
The more you know.
Allegedly.
The more you know.
All right, so Shaq has had...
Who's too tall to do cocaine.
Yo, that would drop him dead. His heart's way too big.
He would need a pillowcase amount of cocaine to probably get high. He's just so big.
Not the whole bag, Shaq.
I'm sorry, it's on you.
Okay.
Bear me no mind.
All right. So Shaq, who hasn't done cocaine, I don't think, has had many careers, from an NBA player to a businessman, a sheriff, all right, of the county that I live in, DJ, and even acting. Well, he is on to his next adventure, so check out what he's in school for now.
The argument was being made that Shaquille O'Neal has perhaps crafted the best career postseason than any living NBA player. If you look at the businesses, the DJing, the broadcasting career, you've kind of done it all. And then in the same article, I said, you may want to become a professor?
Yeah, so I'm working on my Master's of Liberal Arts right now at LSU. You know, I'm the type that if I don't believe you, I find it difficult. And this is no disrespect to sports psychologists, but if you haven't been in certain situations, how can you help me out in certain situations? I went to a sports psychologist one time because we know I'm a terrible free throw shooter, and he was like, and his recommendations were breathe. And I was like, breathe? In Sacramento with his cowbells and it's not gonna work. So I'm the type, before I even put myself out there, I wanna get the knowledge. So in my mind, in my weird mind, I want to be a sports psychologist, and I want to be the first sports psychologist that's available on the academia side and available on the sports side.
That's why Shaq's one of the best.
We were talking about this just a couple days ago. This is an episode of Side Dish a couple days ago, and I threw it out there. I feel like post NBA, like Shaq's success has been unparalleled.
Right.
So him becoming a psychologist is wild.
And he hit it on the head. Like, nobody understands what these players be going through unless you've gone through it. You can come through with your textbook, school stuff, and whatever, but you don't understand at that level. So, man, good for him.
I applaud him wanting to go back to school, but people are just online these days being life coaches. Couldn't he be a sports coach, like just get an online course?
I think that's how he became
People
a
would
sheriff.
sign up for his psychology any day.
Yeah, and then even with the virtual therapy, I don't know if you've ever done that, like where you do it on the, like on the phone or FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because I haven't, but I need to. I understand where I am. Yeah, and you speak very highly of it, and a lot of people I know do. So if Shaq had a service where like, yo, come chat with Shaq or something like that.
Of
course. Pull up.
This is the thing that I respect so much about him is he could 100% do that. He could 100% just be like, hey, I'll talk to you about this right now, blah, 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 blah. But he's going the route of like getting a full education at LSU, by the way, which is his alma mater.
Yeah.
And so again, respect to Shaq for going back to where he's from.
So they're just going to give him the
He's gonna give it to
credentials.
He's big and they scared of him.
Of course.
Well, listen, we gotta go to break, but when we come back, we got photo shoot Friday, flick pics, and an 8-foot wedding pizza. I'll take a slice. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Welcome back. It's Friday, so it's time for Photo Shoot Friday. Now let's kick it off with Mother, rapper and queen Nicki Minaj, who did it on him as the latest cover star for Vogue Italia.
All right, ladies, we have got a triple.
Right?
Well, let's check this out for just a second here.
Well, let's check it out.
This is is this the cover? I hope we have some others here. She looks good here. Ooh.
Okay. Yes.
I would let her be mean to me for 20 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you'll have enough after at least 2.
Well, I need those 4 in the rest of the day to sleep. But yeah, man, like, I don't know. I'm here for that attitude.
These are some very cinematic shots. Like, they look like stills out of a movie to me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giving that steam. Okay.
Okay, girl.
She got some, who could top that?
All right. Now, ladies, we have a triple threat. The men of the new movie F1 are driving us crazy on the blockbuster summer edition of GQ magazine photos. Ooh, okay. So first up is the OG, Brad Pitt. Let me find out he outside with his crazy tail self. You still fine, boy.
Okay, so I saw this. This actually showed up in my feed. I follow GQ, and this is the first time I saw Brad Pitt like fully embrace the gray.
Oh, really? I thought he's been rocking with it for a while. I mean, like,
but it's even up here now.
Gotcha, because like you've seen it in the beard. Yeah, but I haven't seen him with the top. I mean, yo, man, like
I like the dirty look on him.
there's some people who the camera like more than others.
It sure
yeah,
is.
The camera love that dude.
And speaking of the camera loving somebody, next is Snowfall's Dancing Idris, aka Franklin Saint, baby. Yes, still fine after that Harvey girl.
After that Harvey girl?
Still looking good.
Yeah, wait, okay, Miss Shyneka, if you had to pick one of those three damsons to hang out with for a little while, for perhaps an indescript amount of time,
Right.
which one are you picking?
The one with the easiest access in the middle with the blue.
Oh.
Okay. Yep.
I like when I see like modern day pictures of Damson Idris because it lets me know that Franklin is okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Snowfall fans.
All right. And the last is British race car driver, the one and only, he's so fine, Lewis Hamilton. Look at him. Just fine.
Like, here's my thing, is like, you shouldn't be able to be a race car driver and a model at the exact same time. Like, you already have probably the funnest job in the world.
Right. Oh, look at that sensual eye. He's smizing.
And the fact that he's been in some accidents and still can model.
Right.
Right.
Impressive. Impressive. So like if you had to give it to one person, like out of those three, not doing that? Okay, hold on.
I'm old school.
Wait, we've got some more. We've even got more. Okay, next up we have country music star Shabuzi killing it as People Magazine's Hot Guy Summer cover star. I'll give you the point there.
You don't quite do it for me.
No, not a Shabuzi stan?
I mean, love the music, but
Would you be able to spot him like in the middle of Atlanta?
no.
Neither one of those Shabuzis?
He looks like 5 rappers right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
Which one is he?
With no explanation, I'd be like,
Wale.
Shabuzi and his homeboy, like in this picture right here, I'm not used to seeing him yet, so I still have to have him explain to me,
Right.
like, oh yeah, that's Shabuzi, okay.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Scarlett Johansson is effortlessly serving up sexy yet subtle vibes for Vanity Fair's June 2025 edition.
I love Scarlett
Scar
Jo. I mean, she gives more than, okay, that's the Scarlett Jo I know in the middle.
She's another one of those people who the camera loves, you know? It's like, I don't know that she's taking a bad photo.
She still looks like the same age to me. Like, she gives
She's
every
aging real
single
well,
time.
yeah. No stress will do that to you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know she was married to some dude at some point, but now she's married to Colin Jost.
Yep.
And they just seem to have the best time,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, on the SNL tip. So
doing
shout out
good.
to them.
Aw.
All right, so do we have to crown a winner here, or like who we giving this cake to?
I'm gonna go with Brad.
Okay.
Yeah, I like an old school fine.
Brad Pitt does it for you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like a little vintage swirl?
Definitely, but he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I'll take crazy though.
Yeah. Shout out to the ladies who love Crazy. Shout out to Crazy and the women that love him on the next Maury.
Crazy.
Well, let's keep that same Friday energy with a flick pick, all right? Now, if you're headed to the theaters this weekend, you might want to check out the new Karate Kid Legend, starring martial arts legend Jackie Chan. Let's take a look.
You knew Mr. Miyagi?
I did not come looking for Sensei Miyagi. I came looking for you.
Oh, dang.
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it? Or not? Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi.
I'm doing this for all of us. Whatever it takes.
Yo, that was cold.
2 branches. 1 tree.
All right.
That looks pretty dope.
I don't know, man. No Jaden, no deal.
No Jaden, no deal. I did notice that.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can't have all of the legends in there and not have the guy who, because for some people, the Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith is their Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think to super serve everybody, you know.
Surely he makes a cameo. Surely maybe it's hidden in there.
One could only hope, and I don't know if I want to waste my money to find out, but I do like the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And
I
plot
do.
twist, Ralph Macchio is older than Jackie Chan.
No, he's not.
Nah, but he was like 32 in the first Karate Kid, though.
Yeah, wasn't he Chachi?
Nah, that's Scott Bale.
Yeah. Slightly different. Yeah.
They probably
They
should
do
have
look
been
very similar. They do. You're absolutely right. Man, Jackie Chan is reaching that age where I feel like he's starting to get to be someone who needs to be protected, but in the same time, he's Jackie Chan. He can still actually probably whip a lot of butt. You know?
Like, the best part about the Jackie Chan movies were not just the movies, because they were all great, but watching the credits roll and you see the deleted scenes, he actually doing these stunts and getting hit and hurting, and he's still alive, man.
Yeah, still alive, still kicking it. All right, that sounds awesome. I'm going to take it. That looks like a good one. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but after the break, we got celebrity birthdays and so much more. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Welcome back. All right, if you're celebrating a birthday today, you're sharing it with some fierce, famous, and fabulous folks. Starting with Bronx-bred lyricist Remy Ma, who's turning 45 and still putting bars on beats and pressure on every verse.
She's having an interesting month.
40.
Celebrating half a century of funk, flavor, and falsetto. CeeLo Green turns 50 today. Wow. He's got the voice of a soul legend and the style of someone who never left the VIP section.
All right, now get them vocal cords warmed up. Broadway queen and Let It Go icon Adele Dazeem. I'm kidding. Idina Menzel is 54, still hitting notes higher than your rent.
And last but never least, from Training Day to The Equalizer, he's been behind some of the Hollywood's hardest hitting classics, and he's still calling the shots. Director Antoine Fuqua turned 60 years old today, although I never forgave him for cheating on Leela Rashawn with Nicole Murphy.
On his birthday?
I will never forgive you for that.
On his birthday? Okay, who gets the birthday cake?
I'm traumatized, okay?
Did he cheat on his birthday?
Probably.
And we ain't gonna blame Nicole?
It takes two to tango. It takes two.
But who cheats on Sunshine? Who cheats on Leela Rashawn? That's crazy.
That is true. That is true. Man, so I guess we can't give it to him.
Yeah, okay.
If we give him the cake, it's gonna be smushed. It's gonna be like a fist print.
We're gonna give him a smushed cake.
Somebody's face. Wow. Who gets the cake then?
Who you running up for? I'm gonna throw it out there for CeeLo.
Right.
Just, on the strip. Because, CeeLo's always been just 1,000, anytime I run into him in the streets. And he's giving me songs that really, improve my life. There's a song that Gnarls Barkley did called Smiling Faces. And I could be in a dark place, and that song just makes me feel better.
Well, all of these Gemini birthday people are definitely flawed.
Oh, we don't have a bias against the Geminis, do we?
I was trying to speed bump over that part. But, you know, like,
You were?
Yeah.
Sorry about y'all Geminis.
Okay, well, let me see, who's the least worst?
Because you still got Remy
Idina
Ma.
Menzel.
No,
She's everyone kind of likes Idina Menzel.
And did she do Elsa? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to her, Elsa. You have brought us love and light.
Yeah, she was. She was.
The
Yeah,
rest
she was.
of you guys.
She was married to Taye Diggs. They met on Rent way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then she got her name butchered by John Travolta,
Yeah.
who hit us with the classic Adele Dazeem. I got to give it up for CeeLo because what's so interesting to me about CeeLo is like he's got the vocal chops. Like he could have been like a classical kind of singer, but everything he does has a certain flavor and style to it, and that's the part that I think makes him the most interesting. You know.
Yeah, master of reinvention too. Like he's been a rapper, a singer, a disco artist. He do these weird side projects, man.
And he was on one of those talent shows. And
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, someone abruptly ended his career with allegations. Like, it's been a rough ride. He also recently announced that he and his group, Goody Mob, were going to tour for the last time.
That makes me sad.
And that pissed me off. I didn't like that.
Like I saw some clips from like a recent part of that reunion tour, and like everybody's still up there. They got the energy, they got it, and those songs mean so much.
Why are they going to stop the checks? But he said it was a collective agreement amongst the group members. But I think it was his fault.
Sometimes you got to close the chapter and open a new one. You know.
Yep. Who y'all running it up for in the cake? These problematic. You said Pisces. Geminis. Any Remy Ma love in the house tonight?
I know, right?
Any Remy Ma
No, I don't like the way she did.
Miss Shyneka, what is it about Geminis in particular?
They're crazy. They're like 25 different people in one person.
When's your birthday?
I'm a Leo.
Okay, cool. I'd be trying to figure it out, like the line of signs to see what goes where. Just be like, okay, cool. I gotta make sure he wasn't Gemini adjacent.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't know. I don't know what's Gemini. I don't know what's on either side of what. This is today as I learned that this is the Gemini month.
Okay. What is your sign?
I don't want to get into a problematic argument.
Okay, but are you a Pisces? Because that's problematic.
No, I'm not a Pisces.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely not a Pisces.
Birthday?
When is my birthday? Try to guess my sign. I'll tell you if you're right or not.
Let's see. Maybe a Libra.
Nope.
Dang. I'm pretty good with this.
I'm a Virgo. Boo. And this is the part, and then people always go, oh, that makes sense. I knew that, but it's never the one they guess.
Are you September or August?
September.
Oh, okay.
Does that change it? Is that better or worse?
Yeah, my coworker, who I don't like right now, is September.
Oh, dang. Yeah. You know what? There seems to be a common denominator here, Miss Shyneka. I'm not going to say who it is.
HK.
What? Sagittarius over here minding my own business. Be Switzerland, as we always be. But listen, man, we got to run the break. But when we come back in 2 minutes, man, we're going to solve some crimes in divine time. Well, everybody's favorite game,
Whose Cousin Is It?
See you in 2.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal. love your mind.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
All right, welcome back. It's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose Cousin Is It? Miss Shyneka, if I remember correctly, you're a fan of Whose Cousin and
Yes, I love it.
racial profiling for the effort of solving crimes.
I love it.
Ready to rock. Okay, here we go. All righty. A 68-year-old doctor in Texas is going straight to the slammer for running Medicare and Medicaid scams, falsely diagnosing patients with chronic diseases and performing unnecessary medical procedures on them like chemotherapy. Jesus. And he did all of this to fund his lavish lifestyle, including buying a jet and a Maserati.
Did a lot of scams just to live this here lifestyle. So the scam running rheumatologist filed $118 million in false claims and racked up $28 million from insurance. He even prescribed healthy patients toxic meds that cause significant damage, like strokes, hair loss, and liver damage.
Holy crap. Okay, the crooked clout-chasing clinician will swap his scrubs for an orange jumpsuit after being sentenced to 10 years for 1 count of conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, 7 counts of healthcare fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Yo, so when he goes to prison, right? Is the man the medicine, or is the medicine the man?
Wait, what?
Because he can have a lot of value in prison. Like, you're a doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But is it the medicine that make you a doctor? Or the things you know? Just asking.
That's an excellent question. I never thought about that.
Yeah, something for y'all to chew on in the chat. All right, y'all. Whose cousin is this?
This feels, I'm gonna jump out the gate.
Okay.
68, Texas. He's been a doctor a long time. This kind of feels like my cousin a little bit. Because what did we buy? We bought a jet and a Maserati?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that's my cousin. My grandpa, actually.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Who you got?
I definitely feel like it's your cousin as well.
What else led you there?
Well, it was the highly educated part. The way that he was the way that he was able to scam the people on such a high level in Texas.
I just got a text from people from Nigeria. They're like, how dare you?
How dare
Well, first of all, a Nigerian would never in the state of Texas. Not happening.
There are taxes.
And there are trees.
Okay. I'm gonna jump out the window because a lot of doctors are of other descent.
Yep.
So I'm gonna jump out the window and say other. I don't know what type of other. Perhaps the type that wins spelling bees.
I was gonna say perhaps tech support other.
Similar other.
You know what? You're crossing my line of racism that I'm
International Geek Squad in the house, as we always do at this time.
Move that van! Yeah! Wait, what?
Hold on. Hey, Zamora Quezada.
This is Jorge Zamora Quezada. That's Latino cousin. It's gotta be. Quezada?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Latino cousin.
Zamora?
In the universe of other.
Zamora.
I also feel like Zamora was a character in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's Gamora. Yeah,
that's Gamora.
Gamora. Yeah. So he's like intergalactic.
Zamora.
Maybe he's mixed.
Could be. Man.
Yo, Shyneka's always a vibe having you here, yo. If people want to tap into all the dope things you got going on, where can they go, sis?
All right. First and foremost, they can listen each and every morning. Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover. We are syndicated. And you can follow me at Miss Shyneka on IG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed
As
myself.
always, you getting a lot of love on your outfit in the chat. Thank you so much for showing love to our sis here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share with other people as well. Let them know we out here, hit record all on the TV and whatnot. And man, like we appreciate y'all, man.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking through us. We only got a minute left. Like, run it up in the comments. Let us know what you'd like to see. Like, we get in the comments. I read them sometimes when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. I'll just like pop it back up just to see like what's the crazy things they're saying. What's Mr. Kean saying right now? Like, sometimes I get into that stuff. Like,
yeah, man. I love looking at the live chat, but I also like when people leave comments on the static video. And to that person who I was cursing at the other day, I meant it.
No.
Oh no! Did one of our people come for you?
Well, they came for everybody on the panel, and I was like, listen, I will throw a paper airplane at you while I sleep, while you sleep, because you got to be like, nice threats, nice happy threats,
nice happy
threats. I'm gonna throw a bag of cotton at you.
He meant it.
I meant it.
But also enjoy your 48-hour Friday.
Yeah, because there is
there?
that, man. So it's the second half of the 48-hour Friday. So enjoy it all and roll that right into Saturday.
All right, guys.
Rinse, repeat.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody out there in the streets?
What up?
Y'all need to be in the studio with Jen and V, and we here and we scrolling. You back with Scrolling with Jen and V. That's it,
right,
okay?
baby.
So, look, we have a great episode, and I got to cheers to my work wifey.
Yes, as always,
Because we do
honey.
have our bevy of the night
Yes,
posted
we do.
up.
Cheers.
So that you all can get the recipe and
That's
everything
right.
for it and all the ingredients.
What's the name of it, Jen?
It is called Holy Water.
Holy Water.
Yes,
Woo.
it's called Holy Water. You know, with a little bit of twist.
Just a
little bit of twist on it.
That's
you know,
right.
Jesus turned water into wine. So,
Did.
you know, we did the same thing.
That's all we
Okay.
did. Little
So,
razzle dazzle, that's all.
Cheers to you all. Cheers to us. And we going to hop in this